Have you ever felt out of sync with the world, like you're constantly masking your true self just to fit in? Maybe you've struggled with focus, burnout, or sensory overload and brushed it off as anxiety or being too sensitive. But what if there's more to it? You might be autistic, have ADHD, or beyond a mix of both. These neurodivergent identities often go unnoticed in adults, especially women, because they don't always match outdated stereotypes. If you're wondering whether your quirks, challenges, or personality traits point to something deeper, here are 15 signs you might be neurodivergent and not even know it. 1. You mask constantly without realizing it. You're always performing, studying how others behave, scripting conversations in your head, and mimicking body language or tone just to appear normal. You leave social settings exhausted, not because you're antisocial, but because pretending all the time is draining. This is especially common in autistic women and people with AuD. 2. You struggle to start tasks. Even if they're important, you want to do the thing. You know it's urgent, but your brain hits a wall. That's executive dysfunction, a core trait of ADHD and autism. It's not laziness, it's a neurological traffic jam. 3. You hyperfocus to the point of obsession. On the flip side, when something does spark your interest, you can go hours or days fully immersed. You forget to eat, sleep, or move. This is classic ADHD hyperfocus, and for autistic people, it might feel like a deep, consuming special interest. 4. You experience sensory overload easily. Bright lights, loud noises, itchy tags, or crowded places feel unbearable. You're not too sensitive. Your brain simply processes sensory input differently. Autistic people often have sensory processing differences, and ADHD brains can also be hypersensitive to their environments. 5. You interrupt or overshare without meaning to. You get excited and jump in, talk fast, go on tangents, or accidentally overshare deep, personal things with strangers. You're self-aware afterward, but in the moment, your impulse control slips. This is a hallmark of ADHD, but many autistic people also experience this in social settings. 6. You struggle with simple, daily tasks. Laundry piles up, dishes sit untouched. Responding to emails feels like climbing a mountain. This is task paralysis, and it's common with both autism and ADHD. Executive function struggles make routine tasks feel disproportionately overwhelming. 7. You feel emotionally intense or too much. Your emotions hit hard: joy, anger, sadness, anxiety. You might feel everything at 150%, or suddenly nothing at all. Emotional dysregulation is common in both ADHD and autism, and it's often misunderstood as mood instability. 8. You rehearse conversations in your head constantly. Before every interaction, whether it's a job interview or a coffee date, you mentally script what you'll say, how you'll say it, and how the other person might respond. This is often done by autistic individuals to feel safe in unpredictable social situations. 9. You burn out easily and often, whether it's social burnout, work burnout, or just existing. It takes a toll. You need lots of alone time to recover, even if no one sees how hard you've been performing. This is especially true for undiagnosed neurodivergent adults who've been masking for years. 10. You crave structure but struggle to maintain it. You thrive when there's a clear plan, but creating and sticking to one, that's another story. ADHDers crave novelty, while autistic folks feel safer with routine, but both can find executing structure incredibly difficult. 11. You feel different, but can't explain why. You've always felt like an outsider even in a crowd. You notice patterns, question social norms, or view things in unconventional ways. If you've ever thought, "What's wrong with me?" it might just be that you're neurodivergent in a neurotypical world. 12. You rely on fidgeting or movement to focus. You tap your pen, pace the room, doodle in meetings, or pick at your nails. Fidgeting is a form of stimming self-stimulatory behavior, common in both ADHD and autism. It helps regulate focus, sensory input, and emotions. 13. You have unusual or intense interests. Maybe you love collecting facts about the Titanic, studying human behavior, or watching the same show 30 times. These special interests aren't just hobbies, they're coping mechanisms, forms of joy, and ways to feel grounded. 14. You're highly empathetic but also easily overwhelmed. Contrary to the stereotype, many neurodivergent people are deeply empathetic. But empathy overload can lead to emotional shutdown, anxiety, or avoiding people altogether to protect yourself. 15. You've wondered if you're neurodivergent but keep dismissing it. You've taken the online quizzes, watched the TikToks, read the articles, but something keeps telling you, "I'm not that bad." That voice is often internalized ableism or masking. Trust your gut. Self-discovery is valid, and so is seeking a professional assessment. Final thought: if you see yourself in many of these signs, you're not alone. Millions of adults are discovering often late in life that they're neurodivergent. Whether you pursue a formal diagnosis or simply embrace your unique brain, remember this: you're not broken. You're just wired differently. And in a world that doesn't always make space for difference, honoring your neurodivergent self is one of the most powerful things you can do.